Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances and Dandavat Pranam to all of you. I invite you to the early morning short Bhagavatam class organized by ISKCON Radha Govinda Temple, Kulai, Mangaluru. I indeed invite you for and on behalf of His Grace, Sri Namanishta Das Prabhuji. We shall, as usual, begin with our prayers. Prayers are very important. We need the mercy of the Lord to understand the message that He is giving to us in Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सागररघुनाथान् विन्तं संसजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणलिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेसाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे I request you to follow me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Om
Bhagavate
Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Narayanam
Narayanam
Namaskritya
Namaskritya
Naram
Naram
Chaiva
Chaiva Narottamam
Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire
देवीं
सरस्वतीं
सरस्वतीं
ततो
पूजयमुदीरये
जयमुदीरयेत्
Shrunatam swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana
शृण्वतां
सः
सुकथा
कृष्णः
कृष्णः
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः
Hridayantah Soyabhadrani Vidunoti Surasata
हृदयन्तो
अभद्राणि
अभद्राणि
विरुणोति
विरुणोति
सुरता
Nascha Praeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
नष्टप्रायेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु
अभद्रेषु
अभद्रेषु
नित्यं
नित्यं
भागवत
भागवत
सेवया
सेवया
Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki
भगवती
भगवती
उत्तमश्लोके
उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति
भक्तिर्भवति
नैष्टिकी
नैष्टिकी
Daily recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam, daily reading, daily attendance of the class, and daily preaching of Srimad Bhagavatam certainly removes all inauspicious things from our lives. And it being the worship of Uttama Sloka Sri Lord Krishna leads to the Naistiki Bhakti. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, prescribed duties for mankind. Chapter 11, the transcendental qualities of Vrutrasur. Mind you, Vrutrasur is an Asura who is demon, and we are looking at his transcendental qualities, not some demigod or god. Those who want to recite the verse can raise their hands. Tumarao Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Ranatram Prabhuji. You are muted, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
Ranatram Prabhuji. Go
Om
ahead.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Traivargikaya Savigatamasmat Patirvidhatte Purushasya Shakra Tatonumeyo Bhagavat Prasado Yedulabho Kinchana Gocharonyahi. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Surya Prakash Rao Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी धन्यवाद प्रणाम्स ओम नमो भगवते भगवते वासुदेवाय त्रैवर्गिकाय सनिघातम् अस्मत् पतिर्विधत्ते पुरुषस्य चक्र ततो ममेयो भगवत्प्रसादो यो दुर्लभो अकिंचन गोचरन्याय हरे कृष्ण प्रभु
Thank you.
प्रभु जी मधुमती माई एंड नरसिम्हा प्रभु जी इज डिफरेंट प्लीज चेक प्रभु जी हरे कृष्ण
Sorry?
मधुमती माई एंड
Uh,
नरसिम्हा Venkata Narasimha, both
uh,
are in both they are in ahead of us.
they
Like
are in health. Sorry, they are.
are you not able to see? They are
Uh,
in ahead of us first.
yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. You are ahead here in my mind.
Okay, yeah, it is showing like you. Okay,
Yeah,
Prabhuji. Okay,
no
please,
problem. Thank
please.
you, Prabhuji. Venkata Narsiha Rao Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Dharat
Prabhuji, Traivargikaya Savigatam Asmat पतिर्विधत्ते पुरुषस्य चक्र ततोऽनुमेयो भगवत्प्रसादो यो दुर्लभो किंचन गोचरो अनय। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Thank you. Madhumai Krishnan Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Nanutram Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, प्रणाम प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय त्रैवर्गिकाय सविघातमस्मत् पतिर्विधत्ते पुरुषस्य शक्रा ततोऽनुमेयो भगवत्प्रसादो यो दुर्लभो अकिंचन गोचरोऽन्यैः। थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you. Chitra Mohini Devi Dasi ji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Nanutram.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, प्रणाम प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय त्रैवर्गिकाय सविज्ञातमस्मात् पतिर्विधत्ते पुरुषस्य शक्रा ततो अनुमीयो भगवत्प्रसादो यो दुर्लभ किंचन गोचरो अनैः। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु। थैंक यू।
Thank you. Thank you. Revati Ratnangi Devi Dasi ji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी न प्रणाम प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय तिरैवर्गिकाय सविघातम् अस्मत् बधिर्विदन्ते पुरुषेश्च चक्र ततो अनुमयो भगवत् प्रसादो यो दुर्लभो अकिंचन गोचर अन्यः। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you. Pranandini Madhvi Devi Dasi ji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Nanutram
हरे
Mataji.
कृष्ण प्रणाम प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय त्रैवर्गिकयस्य विगतम् अस्मात् पतिर्विधाते पुरुषस्य शक्रः ततो अनुमेय भगवत्प्रसादो यदुर्लभ अकिंचन गोचर अन्ये। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। थैंक यू प्रभु जी।
Thank you. Madhusoni Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Nanutram.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय त्रैवर्गिकाय सविघातमस्मत् पतिर्विधत्ते पुरुषस्य शक्र ततो अनुमेयो भगवत प्रसादो यो दुर्लभो किंचन गोचरो अन्यै। थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you. Uttama Padma Devi Dasi ji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Nanutram.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय त्रैवर्गिकाय सविगतम् अस्मत्पतिः पतिर्विधत्ते पुरुषस्य चक्रा ततो अनुमेयो भगवत् प्रसादो यो दुर्लभो अकिंचन गोचरो अन्ये। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Thank you. Usha Bhatia Bhatta Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Nanutram.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, प्रणाम प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय त्रैवर्गिकाय सविघातमस्मत् पतिर्विधत्ते पुरुषस्य शक्रा ततोऽनुमेयो भगवत्प्रसादो यो दुर्लभो अकिंचन गोचरोऽन्यैः। थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you Mataji. Traivargikayas Vidatasmat Patirvidyate Purushasya Shakra Tato Anumeyo Bhagavat Prasado Yodurlabo Vakinchana Gocharonya. Subharao Prabhuji, would you like to read synonyms for us? Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Okay. Trivargika for the three objectives, namely
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
religiosity.
May I read प्रभु जी?
Go
हरे
ahead,
कृष्ण प्रभु।
Mother. Go ahead, Mother.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Synonyms: Traivargika for the three objectives, namely religiosity, economic development, and satisfaction of the senses. Ayasa of endeavor, Vigatam the ruin, Asmat our, Pati Lord, Vidhate performs, Purusasya of a devotee, Sakra O Indra, Tataha whereby, Anumeya to be inferred, Bhagavat Prasadaha, the special mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yaha, which Durlabhaha, very difficult to obtain, Akinchana Gochara, within the reach of the unalloyed devotees, unway by others who aspire for material happiness. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much, Pranandini Masaji. Thank you. Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Our Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, forbids his devotees to endeavor uselessly for religion, economic development, and sense gratification. O Indra, one can thus infer how kind the Lord is. Such mercy is obtainable only by unalloyed devotees, not by persons who aspire for material gains. Purport. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There are four objectives in human life. We all know as Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha, namely religiosity, that is Dharma, economic development, that is Artha, sense gratification, that is Kama, and liberation, that is Moksha, from the bondage of material existence. People generally aspire for religiosity, economic development, and sense gratification. But a devotee has no other desire than to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, both in this life and in the next. The special mercy for the unalloyed devotee is that the Lord saves him from hard labor to achieve the results of religion, economic development, and sense gratification. Of course, if one wants such benefits, the Lord certainly awards them. Indra, for an example, although a devotee, was not much interested in release from the material bondage. Instead, he desired sense gratification and a higher standard of material happiness. In the heavenly planets, Rudrasura, however, being an unalloyed devotee, aspired only to serve the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Therefore, the Lord arranged for him to go back to Godhead after his bodily bondage was destroyed by Indra. Vrutrasura requested Indra to release his thunderbolt against him as soon as possible so that both he and Indra would benefit according to their proportionate advancement in devotional service. The last sentence, I'll read it again. Vrutrasura requested Indra to release his thunderbolt against him as soon as possible, so that both he and Indra would benefit according to their proportionate advancement in devotional service. We are almost reaching the end of the chapter. Today's verse is the last verse wherein Vrutrasura instructs Indra. We have seen in various verses from 18 to today's verse of 23 that Vrutrasura is instructing Indra. The reason being very simple. Vrutrasura is a very exalted devotee of the Lord. He is Shuddha Bhakta or a pure devotee. As we all know, he is being here because he has been following the curse bestowed on him. Because he is pure devotee, he knows that what is the best and what Lord usually offers best. Lord offers best to his own devotees. Lord is not partial, but his devotees are specially favored. In verse 18, we saw that Vrutrasura says, if you kill me, I shall be relieved of my karma and attain the lotus feet of the Lord. In verse number 19 and 20, Vrutrasura again explains that your thunderbolt is talking to Indra, that your thunderbolt is infallible. Therefore, your victory is assured. He, as a senior devotee, knows that instructions of Vishnu, or SPOG as we call him, Supreme Personality of the Godhead, is never wrong. It's infallible. He being senior devotee knows, he being pure devotee knows, and that's why he's talking to materially superior Indra and explaining the facts to him. And lastly, in last three verses, 21, 22, and 23, Vrutrasura again explains, by that thunderbolt I will attain the destruction, the destination of the sages. That's the lotus feet of the Lord. The Lord never bestows opulence to his devotees. He rather takes away the opulence so that detachment becomes very painless and attachment goes away. And he additionally explains that God always prevents his devotees to undergo excessive endeavors. In short, in last 6 verses from 18 to 23, Vrutrasura, being a pure devotee, explains the God's intricacies and intrigues to a devotee, but not as exalted as Vrutrasura himself, and conditioned soul bound by the material bondages, King Indra, his Lord's various aspects, and assuring him that when he releases thunderbolt, victory will be his. He also in the process explains that you want the victory because you want to have the material gratification and further enjoyment of your kingship, whereas I want to get released from my body so that I can go back to the devotional service of the Lord. If we look at this chapter, basically it describes the transcendental qualities of Vrutrasura. And in the first 5 verses, Vrutrasur actually chastises devatas or demigods. From verse 6 to 12, Vrutrasur is actually fighting the devatas and virtually demolishing them. Verse number 13 to 17 are the 5 verses wherein Vrutrasur chastises Indra, who comes to fight, helping demigods. And then we saw from 18 to 23 verses, Vrutrasur instructs Indra to fight with him and kill him. These kind of instructions can be only given by devotees because devotees are surrendered to the Lord and they see things differently. It's quite surprising that we do not understand certain things when we are developing relationship with brahmacharis and vairagis in the temple. Many a times when we question Namanishta Prabhuji about certain issues which as materialists we would have probably attended it little differently. And he very politely and very nicely always explains to us that behavior of a devotee or non-materialist is distinctly different because their priorities are different, their understanding of the world is different, and they have a divine knowledge. Verse 24 to 27, the last 5 verses, are the prayers of Rudrasur offered to the Lord. That ends the chapter. If you look at these particular verse, it explains to us in detail what the human life is all about and what is the purpose of this material life. So far as we are only in the material life and material exchanges, there are 4 things which are very important: Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Dharma or religiosity are the basic rules and regulations which allows living entities to coexist together without a fight almost on the daily basis. If you look at the uncivilized human beings, they were fighting for each and every food every day amongst themselves and chasing the food. In the process, half of them would go hungry. So a system is developed wherein there are rules and regulations that each one follows, and so they aim, succeed, get quantity of the food, distribute, and each one has satisfaction. These religiosity has nothing to do with the spiritual realm that we are talking about when we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and other scriptures. This is a kind of religiosity, what we in nutshell call karma kanda. You perform certain sacrifices and get the material advantages in return. You satisfy the demigods, and demigods give you material fruits in return. You can call it a religiosity, but in nutshell, if we look at it, It's simple business. I give you what you want and you give me what I want. Though it looks very barbaric, and I think I should not talk that way. The second is economic development. When we go through any economic increasing development or any economic gains, there is a loss somewhere else. Always remember, as there is a principle in energy, that energy only changes its form. The total quantity of energy in the material world remains the same. There is no increase in energy or decrease in energy. Maybe your hydro energy is converted into electricity, and maybe electricity converts itself into turning and winding the motors. It's from one form of energy to another form. And as Srila Prabhupada always explains very well, how the electricity can give you both heat and the cold. So that's the energy. Similarly, when you are gaining economically, remember you are losing somewhere else. I'll give you a simple example. If we spend more time in hospital as a doctor, we probably earn more. But remember, when you spend more time in hospital, there is a less time at home with the family. So you are actually selling away your family time in the process of gaining more economic wealth. So where is the gain? This question always comes up if you just sit and think about it. However, in the material rat race, one beautiful thing happens, that you are a rat who is running. And in the process of rat running, has no time to think. Since you have no time to think, you don't think all these things and just follow the race. Third, of course, is the sense gratification. This sense gratification they are talking about is a sense gratification which is not as per the sastric injunctions or regulated sense gratification. When the regulations are not there, everyone has a tendency to exceed or to cross the limits. And that always proves disastrous. So with the religiosity, part of the rules and regulations comes there as well, so that socially everybody coexist and do not cause quarrel in living a normal life. In any case, we all know that the root cause of our miseries in a bonded material existence, what we call conditioned soul, is this avidya. Which avidya? No knowledge. No knowledge about what? All the knowledge about desires, demands, and gratifications, but no knowledge about the soul, the superior, supreme personality of the Godhead, our relationship with the Godhead, and our constitutional position. This ignorance certainly leads us into a conditioned state. Thus, all these three things that we so-called prescribe for a human life assures you that you can have millions and millions of births one after the other according to your karmic reactions and keep getting the material body in exchange of the last that you lost. And those bodies are produced as per your desire and as per your karmas. So you keep on playing the games like you go to casino and keep on playing one after the other game, sometimes winning, sometimes losing, but never quitting, getting out of that dirty environment. And so the miseries continue in our life. And mind you, there is no one to check you, no one to tell you that stop here and go to the other side. Try and find out who you are and try and find out what your relationship is with the Lord Himself. It's always the mercy of the Lord or the mercy of the devotees who are already in the spiritual realm. That mercy or agnyat, unknown pious activities that you have done somewhere in some corner of the life, in some life, that probably activates a kind of a jignasa in you to know about it, and that may be a turning point for you to understand the real purpose of human life. And the real purpose of human life is to know all about the soul, the super soul, your relationship, your constitutional position, and the only purpose you realize is going back to Godhead. Once you know the purpose, once you know the knowledge of science of Krishna, then you start activating the Bhakti Marg or devotional service and release yourself permanently from the conditioned state. In other words, it's clearly saying here, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, these four things that we get time and again, is not the ultimate thing. It only keeps you in a conditioned state where you have come as a rebellion. Moksha is something we didn't talk. Once you have some pious credits, your credit card is now showing credits, and so you can do a little more better shopping. So you go to heaven and have probably more physical comforts, more sense gratification, and this more and more ultimately is going to lead you to deplete your credits. And when the credits are over, you are flung back to the earth and start with the conditioned life again. So mind you, the moksha or liberation doesn't give you a guarantee that you are not going to come back to the conditioned state. The only guarantee that one has is when you go back to Godhead, either in a Vaikuntha Lok or in a Golok Vrindavan, whichever way, wherever you go, you don't come back. So that is the only assurance and surety in a bhakti marg, that you go back to Godhead and there the repeat conditioning does not occur. The two beautiful slokas that you must remember, they are from the Nectar of Devotion. The first sloka you all know very well. I'm sure you know both slokas very well. The first one is the Vacho Vegam Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jivha Vegam, Udara Prastha Vegam. In short, this one says that 6 controls the control of the urge of speaking, mind's demands, action of anger, and urges of the tongue, and urges of the belly and genitals. When these 6 things are under your control, you can certainly become a devotee. So for a devotee, you need these 6 basic things to be under full control. And the second verse tells you which are the things which actually is against the bhakti, or it leads to destruction of the bhakti. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo nitya niyamagraha janasangascha laulyamcha. And then it says the last sentence, Sadbir Bhakti Vinashyati. This destroys the bhakti. Mind you comes here, a lot of endeavor that you do, prayasascha, prajalpas, all these things, excessive endeavor leads to destruction of the bhakti. The principle is very simple. A true worship, true bhakti, or pure goodness is based on complete surrender to the Lord. Complete surrender to the Lord means you completely and totally trust the Lord. You probably trust the Lord more than yourself. That's when Lord looks after you. He doesn't want you to do the endeavors and go through the dharma, artha, kama, moksha, and life after life, death and life, and all the miseries of the life like jara and vyadhi. These things are known to Rudrasur. He is a pure devotee, and that's why he is looking for that, getting out of the rut of birth and death permanently, going back to the Godhead for his permanent devotional services. Whereas the same thing Indra wants, because he still wants to continue with his dharma, artha, kama, moksha, because he is not a pure devotee. He is still materialist. Everything under Brahma and beyond are all conditioned, and only Lord is non-conditioned. Any question, any doubts, any queries, any explanation, any addition, please go ahead.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Subharao Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, actually, this word moksha is one way it gives 2 or 3 meanings, Prabhuji. Actually, moksha is wanted and Krishna is only moksha pradata, Mukunda. Otherwise, no other God, even Shiva, can give moksha, as it is heard. So, moksha is liberation. So, moksha is a irreversible stage or reversible stage?
As I understand, Prabhuji, moksha or liberation are limited to the credits that you have. The moment those credits are over, you are coming back to the Godhead. And that's why Rupa Goswami says that when moksha is standing at my doorstep with the folded hand to accept her, I tell her to go away because I don't want the liberation. There are 5 kinds of liberation. Of course, you know, one of the liberation we do not want is to become like God. The rest of the liberations are all karmic liberations, and that has a credit. And once that credit goes, you are born again. The only permanent solution is not getting just absorbed in the Brahman, but Paramatma realization and Bhagwan realization, which gives you a permanent unconditioning from the birth and death. This is what I understand. However, what you are saying, I'll check it up and come back to you.
Prabhuji, in that case, only this Sarupya, Salokya, Samipya are also treated as very high things. They are also moksha only. Those who go to
Yeah,
Vaikuntha.
they are all
And
liberations.
so there are liberations and there are actually very high privileges in the sense to be in the same shape of Vishnu, to be near Vishnu, to go to Vishnu, to have his form. And
They are
this,
related to
Yes,
Golok Vrindavan.
that way, that is it could be a maximum desire to be around Vishnu and be there.
yeah,
That also is moksha. Because 4 mokshas are in Vaikuntha near.
yes,
Only one thing is with Brahman.
yes. Let me check it out with the senior devotees and I'll come
Or
back to
is
you.
it only used in different senses, like sometimes the mind and body and soul also use the name of Atma. Atma is used in 3 senses. Sometimes to
Yes,
mind they say Atma, sometimes to body
yeah,
also they are saying Atma, sometimes to soul
yeah.
only they say Atma. Is it moksha also like that? One of my doubt.
I mean, the possibilities that you are exploring is quite possible that moksha, what we say, here it means only the moksha is heavens. You go to the heaven and then your credits go away, you come back to the earth. And liberation is another thing where Srila Prabhupada, if you look at it, very cautiously explains. Somewhere here I saw that sentence. I'll find out the
Because
sentence.
actual moksha, one way it is said, when your soul is devoid of both the gross body and subtle body. That is moksha in one way. Of course, to my understanding, somewhere from what we read or understand, moksha means actually liberation of the soul, both from the gross body and subtle body. And
Yes.
that is wanted ultimately.
Let me find out. I think it's worthwhile finding out because moksha in layman's language could be even heaven also as a moksha. And liberation, true liberation, going out into the Vaikuntha is also can be called moksha. Here is a sentence. For example, although a devotee was not much interested in release from the material bondage, instead he desires for the sense gratification. There is one sentence, I'll find it out, which actually describes the dilemma of Srila Prabhupada in explaining. It's here somewhere. I'll find out and then maybe we'll talk tomorrow.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranamams.
Shakti Mataji.
Name Prakash.
Oh,
Prabhuji.
Shakti Mataji was also asking
Oh,
some question.
sorry. Okay.
No
Yeah,
problem.
actually,
But
Prabhuji, these muktis, Salokya, Sanijya, uh, Sayujya, all these 5 types of muktis, I think they are related with Krishna Prem, right? Mukti,
okay.
whenever we are
Yeah.
going
So
to Vaikuntha,
that's very similar to the Subbarao Prabhuji is what he's saying.
yes,
So as I said, we'll find out and then I'll answer
yes,
to you.
yes, that is what I was saying. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you. Yes, Prakash Rao Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Go ahead.
Prabhuji.
Go
You
ahead.
see, what I want to add to the points raised by this Subbarao and Shakti, this Bhakti Rasamrita, Rupa Goswami clearly mentions that these are the five muktis, that Sarupa, Sarika, whatever it is. But the unallied devotee will never ask for all these things. He will only want to serve the lotus feet of Krishna. So these people, they may go to Vishnu, but after continuing this Bhakti Seva, they may go to Golok Vrindavan. That's what he mentioned in that. Mukti is not that. Mukti is the different form five forms, what you said, what he said also. But true devotee, that is Suddha Bhakti, they will call it as, there they don't aspire for these muktis. They will go, they want to serve only lotus Veda and go to the Godhead. That's what he has mentioned in the Bhakti Rasamrita.
Yeah, so
Hare
what,
Krishna Prabhu.
what you are trying to tell is that people going to Vaikuntha
Ah.
coming back, but people going to Goloka Vrindavan never comes back. But I don't know, I'm not too
No, they
sure.
won't come back. No. What I want, I told is, they go, but further if they continue that, they may go to Golok Vrindavan.
Yeah,
Otherwise, after completing that, that's what he
yeah,
mentioned in that.
they have two options, either to
Mukti is
go
being given.
to
Mukti will
go
be
to
in different
Golok
forms.
Vrindavan or to the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, unless I know the reference, it's a bold statement. So let me find out the reference
I
and
am
then,
giving that Bhakti Rasamrita. You can
yeah,
refer Rupa Goswami
yeah,
statement. I
yeah.
can quote the page, I have to
Yeah,
say,
Hare
but
Krishna Prabhuji, it is given in the Nectar of Devotion.
nectar of devotion. Oh,
Salukya,
sorry. That is that. Okay.
yeah,
In Telugu, we call it as Bhakti. Sorry.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it is given in Nectar of Devotion. The
Okay.
Salukya, Sarupya, Samipya, Sarsti, they are in Vaikuntha Loka only. So there, in this, the Salukya, Sarupya, Samipya, Sasti, these four mokshas. So they do not come back to any material world. They are in the Vaikuntha Loka. So they have not attained the Krishna Prema. So they have to further this thing get the attraction towards Krishna and then go to Krishna Loka. That itself is Krishna Prema. So that is Parama Moksha. Then they go, when they attain the Jivera Swarupa Krishnira Nityadas, that is Krishna Prema. Then they will be shifted to Goloka Vrindavana.
Okay.
So that
That's
is
what
Parama
I
Moksha.
told Mataji. The same
That
thing.
is what I also said. Sayuja Moksha is Brahman effulgence, that is Mayavadis and Nirakaravadis. But that is
Yeah. So
devotees do
Subbarao
not
Prabhuji, you have two options. You also go ahead and check, and I'll check it as well. We'll come back together tomorrow. Right. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for that.
So it was my understanding because of Nectar of Devotion.
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
yeah. It looks like that. It is quite logical. Let's just confirm it reference wise, and then we'll say tomorrow. Thank you, Mataji. Madhumai Mataji, you are scholar. Thank you very much. So
Parama
also
Moksha is that
Prakash Rao
the
Prabhuji.
Jivera Surupaya Krishna Nitidasa, that is Krishna Prema. So this
Yeah.
Sayuja, Samipya, Sayuja Moksha is that's one with Brahman effulgence. Nobody wants it except Mayavadis and Nirakaravadis. But Samipya, Salukya, Sarsti, that is in the Vaikuntha Loka. So they are still not attained Krishna Prema. Once they are attained Krishna Prema, they will be shifted to Goloka. So still, and that is Parama Moksha.
Yeah.
They will be Jivera Swarupaya Krishna Nityadasa. They will be in the Rasa, they will go for Rasa exchanges and they will be in the Goloka Vrindavana. That is the highest.
Thank you,
Even
That is
Mataji.
my
these unallied
understanding from the
devotees.
NOD.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unlike devotees, Mataji, even they don't ask for this Samipya. So that is also there. You know?
Yes.
That's what makes mention.
Yeah.
Samipya moksha.
Thank you very much, Prakash Rao Prabhuji and Madhumai Mataji. You have more or less solved the problem. However, I'll confirm it tomorrow. Thank you. It looks very logical and straightforward. Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prakash Rao Prabhuji.
And
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna Prabhu, Dhanvat Pranams.
If there is no further questions, Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. I'm sorry, the time is up. It's already 40. Thank you very much for attending the class. All of you have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Hare Krishna to everyone. Thank
Hare
you for
Krishna Prabhu,
participating.
Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna everybody.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Shaktiman.
Krishna Prabhu.